Whatever could that be, Grimith?
Oh, Christ.
Whatever could that be?
Helicopters.
They are helicopters.
Potman has definitely most assuredly heard helicopters.
Potman's face will turn straight up to the sky and go, shh.
We're inside.
Helicopters.
Are you shushing the helicopters?
And it definitely picks up. Everyone can hear it now. There's definitely more than one of them. And from the sound of it, they are approaching fast. Getting closer.
Guys, I hate to say it, but I think I'm with Potman on this one. We might need to go quick.
Fuck.
Even if all we're doing is running for those trees over by the road.
I don't want to run into
if they're coming down the road, though.
You know,
we got to do something now.
They appear to be... They sound like they're coming in from the north.
Honestly, they could be coming in to wipe the rest of the town.
That's what I'm thinking.
We're not in most of the town, and we've got a bunch of corpses near us.
Yeah, but if the government Thomas, he figures they know he's here.
True. But I'd rather... We're going to get caught eventually, either by the zombies or the government. I'd rather be there with someone who's served when the government shows up.
I think they're gonna ask questions later.
Or never.
See? More and more people getting on the fucking freight train.
Look, they're already covering it up. Like, you're not being so ridiculous as you're acting now.
You hear from up ahead or up above you, despite the whirring helicopter blades, motherfucker!
Oh boy, he just got shot at, didn't he?
You didn't hear any gunshots, but you hear
I'm
like the rapid like clanking of like boots against like metal.
If I had to guess, they're attack copters.
Probably we should get under something. Now.
Which is probably what's freaking him out, too.
It's freaking me out.
Fucking Thomas comes diving, like, into the building. There's two of them. All the fucking shit that you guys caused out there. They must have spotted that shit. All the extra dead bodies. They're coming in.
Shit, man, I'm sorry.
It's...
What they saw is people trying to make a run for it.
Maybe they actually realize there's actually people who aren't like... all of the others out there. I can't be said. Best chance for survival, though. There's no way in hell any of us could stand up to that.
No, I'm thinking we run.
Outrun?
We're not going to outrun the helicopters.
No.
But
sun's still
you
in the
don't
sky.
outrun them. They're going south. We go north.
We at least need to get a better cover than somewhere that they know people are.
They are perhaps 45 seconds away now.
We head north, hard, fast, for the tree line.
Yes.
With any luck, they're focusing on the town. They'll figure they can double back for anything up here.
Look, at the angle they're at, they can't see us yet if we get to the trees in time.
Then let's go.
20 seconds.
Yep.
We're running.
Potman takes his bike and starts moving.
All right. The group makes their way out of the shed, hurrying as much as possible as they can to the northern tree line.
Is Thomas coming with us, or is it just us?
He's actually gonna stay back in the shed. Cross his arms, like lean back against a table.
He's too cool for this.
You all sort of take off, and you guys go running. As you all definitely begin making your way out and moving as fast as you can, whether it's by bike or foot, you can see them up in the air. Two sleek, oh man, they are pitch black fucking choppers. Like the kind of like the stealth made shit. You know, the shit with the special radar that no one can ever see or detect.
Potman will actually point up at the sky and yell as they're rushing, "Unmarked black government helicopters!"
And certainly your presence appears to have changed their angle a bit, as they actually maybe were going the generator, maybe going for a flyby. Instead, they appear to adjust course and appear to be trying to meet you all as you are running for the tree line.
Oh, Jesus, fuck.
It's cool, guys. We'll be fine.
Kat's gonna actually go with what she knows and go back to Thomas.
Alright, Kat turns away. I would like you folks to make perception plus notice checks for me. This, we'll say I'll handle any danger-based. This is also sight-based.
Kat
Wait,
needs to
so
make it feel right.
danger base does apply?
I will handle danger-based
Okay.
if it applies.
A.
Okay. Chris and Kat and Fletch do note that the choppers themselves are not armed with guns.
Uh-huh.
But they're big, definitely big enough to hold multiple people inside each, not small helicopters. All right, Kat turns around. Okay, heads back to Thomas Clady.
Yeah, heading back to Thomas Clay.
All right. Everyone else running for the tree line?
Pushing even harder now.
Yup.
All right, then, for this, dash of your lives. This is gonna be at a penalty to try to outrace these choppers as you all are running across past the silos trying to make it to the tree line. You're gonna push the full reserves out of the shit you've got. This is definitely a running dash. And we're gonna say to see if you guys can sustain this sort of breakneck, absolutely balls to the wall speed. This will be Constitution. 1d10 plus Constitution plus running dash.
And if you don't have running
does
dash,
a bicycle modify that?
This would instead, take you up from, your normal, speed to, the maximum speed of a bicycle, which is 20.
So yes.
If you're actually, looking at the bicycle, you'll notice that there's a stat block on the bicycle, Aaron.
Oh, neato.
Yeah. It's something that I added last week. The 12 cruise subtracts an endurance point every 10 minutes. You going at breakneck speed subtracts D4 endurance every turn.
I will say, since we have 3 bikes, and I know I'm faster than Tony's broken ass is, I would have given him one of them. I don't know if Kat has one.
I don't even know if Tony can.
Kat would have definitely been on one of them when she turned around.
Tony's like, just takes the bike. Reckless.
Alright.
Tony's the one running on the ground.
Swagging on the ground, you mean?
Okay, trying to outrace a chopper.
I'd give Tony a little mock salute and push the bike to maximum speed.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. In this case, I will be factoring in the maximum speed of your bicycles instead.
All right, here's hoping for a good roll.
Trusty, is there any penalty for not having running dash?
No. We'll say none.
Well,
So even the bikes have to make the check
Yeah.
for dashing?
Oh, in this case, yeah, we'll just say that your running dash is helping you in some sort of fashion. You've trained for moving your legs quickly in a single direction.
For sure.
Okay. 2 20s and we'll say with every success level it's increased by 1, we'll say for Aaron, we'll say here. It's 22 for Aaron. We've got a 20 from Fletch, and then we've got a 11 for Trusty Tony. Well,
Trusty Tony's.
with the head start, and with pedaling as hard as you guys can, it turns out that Fletch and Aaron both just make it into the tree line as the helicopters themselves have, like, physically arrived on the scene. One of them is now landing right down between where Trusty Tony is and the tree line. The other one instead swerves around and actually begins heading for the tree line itself, and now the doors are opening.
Tony ain't stopping. He's still gonna run.
That's fine.
Or swagger.
We'll handle this situation first. Trusty Tony is all alone while Fletch and Eugene are pedaling for their fucking lives, and one copter's just gone after them, apparently. The other one, as it lands, opens, and shouting is immediately heard over the din of, like, the helicopter blades. Down on the ground! Down on the ground! Like it's magnified. 4 people with guns come swarming out, assault rifles all pointed at Trusty Tony.
Okay, fine. The cops would have got me eventually. He's gonna get down on the ground.
They are wearing radiation suits, but they quickly come up and they just fucking swarm Trusty Tony. They fucking knock his ass unconscious.
No.
Assholes.
One way to do it.
And fucking Trusty Tony goes out.
Tonk.
Cat makes it back to the shed.
Thomas anywhere around?
Thomas is still standing there. He's actually put his gun aside. He's actually put it on the desk.
He's given up.
His several guns, excuse me. The sniper rifle being one of them.
Just go over there and say, I thought it'd be a better idea not to run from the government.
And Thomas nods and says, yes, they have done much worse to many who've tried.
So, what do you think's gonna happen?
Thomas says, don't know. Imagine there's gonna be an investigation of sorts. Probably be uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
I just hope staying with someone who's served gives me a little bit of an edge on this.
Perhaps so, perhaps so. Although I do imagine you cut a more intimidating figure than I do, Kathlyn.
True, but you've got service behind you, so...
If they're motivated enough, they won't care. At any rate, Thomas shrugs, I imagine at the very least we're going to undergo intensive interrogation to determine how it is we managed to survive whatever happened and figure out what we know about it, but...
Well, I pretty much already have my answer for them. She kind of holds up the bat.
Perhaps you should not brandish that.
True.
You just need to mash O as fast as you can.
Yeah.
That's how you resist interrogation.
Mm-hmm. It's actually then that, like, the rapid stomping of footsteps are heard, getting closer to the shed, and then shouting repeatedly, like military, down on the ground, hands up, all this sort of thing. If you move, we will fire.
Gonna just put the any weaponry she has down on the desk and just, you know, comply.
Soldiers swarm in, covered in radiation suits. They knock both Thomas as well as Cat unconscious. Fucking tase him.
Well, at least I'm not being hit with the rifle butt.
And spirit them away. Back in the tree line.
Yeah, as soon as you said they weren't armed, I knew exactly what they were doing.
It's like bouncing over like fucking branches and shit, swerving to try to avoid it. There is the whirring sound of a helicopter as it is moving just right above the two of you now, just slightly behind at the tree line.
Alright, I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Potman yells, Serpentine! They can't track us if we go Serpentine! And they start zigzagging.
Okay. Crazy Eugene's maneuvers here. It doesn't have like a ride bicycle for like trick driving here. Give me a 1d10 plus Potman's dexterity minus. In this crazy situation with the paranoia and shit, we'll say, well, it's kind of cool. -4.
It's kind of cool.
He doesn't get a...
0.
Serpent! Boom! Crashes into a fucking tree. The helmet prevents him from taking any damage, but he's dazed, falls off the bike. Fletch?
Oh, I'm going.
Alright.
He's just going forward. Smart.
Alright. There is now the whirring sound of like a helicopter now as it like comes to a stop briefly over where Potman has now collapsed in the fucking tree line.
I'd like to point out everybody from the original cast has now crashed a vehicle.
Uh-huh.
Well, Cheryl only set one on fire with a bad battery.
What would Potman like to do as he is looking at the bent bicycle?
I would
Bent?
assume.
What?
Bent.
Bent? Yeah, you roll a 1 on that 1d10, dude. That's like
Full
negative
speed into
luck.
a tree.
Oh, actually, speaking of that, let's see.
Yeah.
Does this have exploding ones? Do I just
Uh-huh.
keep rolling till I don't get any more ones?
Uh-huh. So we got to like we got -5 there. Yeah, that bicycle is bent, dude.
not
You didn't
bent.
even get serpentine out of your mouth before you crashed.
Serpent!
Serpent!
Calling it bent would be generous.
And
Alright, Potman just sort of looks on at his ruined bicycle that
And
he
that you're
risked
best-
his life and strove to obtain.
yes.
Was that the original bicycle you found?
That was
Uh-huh.
the original bicycle he found.
And-
That was
and the-
his bicycle this whole time.
And then as he is lamenting, a little small object drops from the helicopter, and then a concussing slam knocks Potman unconscious.
Do I hear a slight bang behind me?
Yeah, there's a small boom behind you.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Well, you're still in a rough tree line with plenty of foliage. Why don't you give me a 1d10 plus your dexterity -2, Ryan?
What if I don't want to?
You could intentionally fail it. All right, 3 successes. He keeps it going. He keeps going. He's right at it. He actually escapes from the area, and oh my fucking!
Actually, that was a 10. He needs to roll another d10.
Yeah, keep going. All right.
Nope.
You pedaled so well those 3 successes. You expertly clear through these obstacles, and oh my god, because you've gone north there, holy shit, there's the military blockade right there. Oh motherfucker.
Well,
What do I see?
There is a long line of perhaps a few dozen people with various vehicles in varying states of uniform, with various states of high-powered firepower. You know, high-powered rifles and shit, now aimed at where you are.
I'm volunteering for this one. I'll actually even give myself a -2.
Alright.
Call that a -4 even.
Sure. Well, Fletch, he's only shaking there for a few seconds. I mean, it's
Is that enough to make him crash?
I mean, he doesn't have to be afraid to know that the fuckers might just fucking outright kill him or try to if he thinks he can break a military blockade.
I did say I'd shoot past.
You did say you'd shoot past. You have the opportunity to change your mind.
Dude, run the blockade. Live the dream.
Is there
I'll put this
a
right now.
conveniently placed ramp up against one of the vehicles?
I'll put this right now. Trusty Tony would have tried to run the blockade.
You know, because this is
Dude,
a
you
B.
just gotta like yell as you go past.
This is a
Da-da-da-da-da.
B-rated survival horror movie, stupid shit. You will actually have the opportunity to get your character killed because there is something that could be serviceable as a ramp that could theoretically careen you over the military blockade.
This is like something out of...
And if you are willing to take a -6 penalty to your 1d10 plus dexterity roll, you too could flip over this
Dude, that's
fucking
only a
thing.
-1 total.
Yeah.
Only, so I have to
You
go.
still
You
have
have a
a...
10% chance
Wait.
of living the dream.
No, he has
Wait,
a 20% chance.
With failure, or
Wait.
really success, making them assume that you're infected and trying to escape, which means that they'll try to kill you.
I don't want to commit suicide with the character over trying to jump a blockade.
Oh, come on, dude. You have a
sure?
10% chance of living the dream.
And getting shot in the back instead of the
Living
front.
the dream.
No,
Running-
that he'll,
Dude,
no.
dude, come on. You could run a military blockade on a bicycle.
I'm gonna take this as indecision here.
You would,
on-
at that moment, still having control because the fear wasn't that bad.
right.
He'd skid the bike to a stop, like throwing dirt up everywhere, and just like let it drop as he goes down to his knees, hands behind his head.
And Fletch is fucking swarmed and knocked unconscious.
Into the van or the
World
black
goes
hole.
dark for all of
Not
you.
going to try to outrun bullets.
And let's see here. At that point, well, we have gone over our time, so I suppose we'll have to end the session there.
Tune in next week,
Cliffhanger,
folks.
yeah.
Now I'm curious, what would it have been? I don't even want to roll it.
Roll it. No.
Oh, he would have crashed so hard. That's a -1 total. Well,
had
actually,
get
it'd be
into
plus-
the air.
No, no, no.
You said
No,
plus
and then-
dexterity, so it would have been
Yeah.
a 4.
Yeah, we've been at 4 total.
Should have had him go into the.
Or-
1d10 plus dexterity minus
yeah,
6.
so it would have been a 4. He still would have crashed pretty hard.
I
It
mean,
would have looked cool.
would it?
now they
Yes.
would have still tried to shoot at you.
Oh.
Body hold the law.
I mean, like moving
Black
target and fucking flying over on a crazy ramp shit.
Yeah, the penalties for moving target aren't that high.
Yeah, this is not a tactical game like that. No, definitely not. At any rate, yeah. Since we've gone over our time just right then, we'll go ahead and end the session there.
Okay.
You said the bikes would get us to safety.
Potman, you lied to us.
So,
I mean,
what'd you folks think about the session?
we're
thought I
safe
liked-
from the zombies now.
I thought it was awesome up until the point where it wasn't.
I thought
It's
at
still
what point
pretty
was
awesome.
that? It was
Uh,
awesome the whole time.
Part where Trusty Tony wrecked a car.
That part was awesome too.
No, that was still awesome.
That was sweet.
I mean, I thought that situation was handled with all the due muster it could be.
Oh, definitely, that was the best.
It was definitely the right choice with all the ego boosting that would have happened from those successes. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Just
yeah.
I floor it. Yes.
Just, oh, there's a shitload of stuff in the road. I'll just floor it and just run through it.
Like a champion.
That was exactly the right decision in that circumstance.
And we got to meet a cool NPC guy that we probably should have met earlier.
Eh.
But
I'm sure there are plenty of NPCs around we haven't met yet.
because
Not that we're going to now.
we're
Yeah,
gonna
we
meet, we're
probably will because they're all going to be brought to the same place.
Well, I mean,
Nope. Here,
that dead
here's what's
radiation.
going to happen.
He
They're
was the
going to
coolest.
slap a monitoring collar on us and drop us right back in the middle of
this,
the town.
this is a
Get some
B-rated
more
movie.
first-hand
They're going to
data.
gather all these people up, throw us all in giant pens, and somebody's going to be infected.
I'm gonna have to beat them to death with
It's like a
bronze.
hypercube
gonna be
experiment.
great.
You guys are sent back into the cube.
Fuck the cube, dude. Hypercube was a dick. All those
Well,
collapsing
okay. Here's the
rooms.
thing: if they give Trusty Tony medical attention, he doesn't care anymore.
Oh, he's fine. He stopped bleeding.
I just hope they don't realize that Potman's been bit.
Oh, I certainly assure you, there will be medical attention. Extensive amount of
Too
attention.
much medical attention.
I will definitely say that the process of downtime, we'll say in quotes, is going to be 2 weeks long. during which all of you will be thoroughly investigated, interrogated, 100% isolated from each other. Half the shit Potman has ever dreamed about the government doing wrong to him, that's happening. Because, for one, no weed. Taken away from him.
Half the shit
What?
Yeah?
half the shit he has imagined will be done to him, and half the shit he's never thought of will be done to him.
And that's when all of the medical tests and examinations will begin on the
So would you
characters.
say that they're going to get their pound of flesh?
Oh, they might get two. Eugene is gonna be on withdrawal, forced mandatory withdrawal. He's going to be subjugated to interrogation. They're gonna break him with that sleep deprivation torture shit of constantly playing those loud sounds and flashing the lights, as they will for everyone else.
And
To
then
make
they
sure-
realize he's
Do we get to
borderline
play any of this
psychotic.
out?
That depends.
Can Trusty Tony talk his way out of this?
No.
I think it would be cool to play some of it out. Even if it's just little individual sessions at a randomly convenient time.
It can certainly be done, yes, but I will say that these individuals are highly trained, immensely suspicious.
Yeah, I just want to experience the utter failure of my character at trying to resist them.
Hey, Trusty Tony's got
Yes.
nerves of steel and fast reaction time. I think he can handle himself. In this
Yeah, I
situation.
have neither of those.
Also,
that means that Trusty Tony is too stupid to realize how fucked he is.
He's also too stupid to realize how fucked he is. Also, he's going to be under medical isolation for a while, so he doesn't have
Yes.
to deal with a lot of that stuff.
Potman, on the other hand, is going to lie nonstop.
Now, the
Even-
real question.
Even when it doesn't even make sense for him to lie.
So, what is your name? My name is Anthony Ramirez.
They call me Freight Train.
Sure. If for anyone who would like to try to take a dip in this personality-wise, times could be convened during the week before Thursday. I wanted to give a synopsis there in case you guys did not want to go through the thorough dismantling of your character.
I would enjoy this.
But that's
Next-
when all of the shit comes up from their past and actually
Yeah,
starts
I mean,
to haunt
if
them.
necessary-
Grimith, when have I ever not enjoyed my characters being
Well.
dismantled?
You know, in that case, it can all be done, next week, so you all can, collectively wallow in, the group misery of...
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, that reminds me. I'm actually going to be on a plane next week around this time.
Alright. Well, in that case, what they
keep
have for
the extra-
Tony is just going to be so horrible, it's unspeakable. Oh, you think you're a tough guy, huh? Yeah.
I might be off the plane.
And that's when they put him in the medically induced coma.
I might be back by 8:30, but I don't know if I would get on at that point because it would be really late in the session.
It's fine. Trusty Tony's torture will be so not safe for work, we can't talk about it.
Actually, I might
His,
not.
his injuries from the crash were actually worse than we thought. And,
I might not be around next week either. I'm going to be traveling for the 4th.
That's fine. Eugene's are so horrific, it's not safe for work.
his
Well, that's
paranoia
actually
led
probably
them
true.
to actually
Yeah.
take him seriously.
In that case, over the next week, then individual moments can be had with both Chris and Ryan.
See, this is a terrible situation when the paranoid clown suddenly starts being proven right.
He just keeps spouting things, and they're all right.
Yeah, they keep being right. All this stuff that he's been spouting the entire
It's completely a
campaign so far,
conspiracy theory.
Right.
that people have been ignoring this whole time and be like, "Shut up, Potman."
They're gonna-
Suddenly,
They're gonna take
after
a
thing-
they're gonna take a great interest in the people who've been injured.
Uh-huh.
Well, you're going to have Trusty Tony. And hey, does my charisma give me anything?
They like torturing you more. Does that count?
I'm hard to kill.
They inherently like it more.
It's normally I don't like to tell players no, but this is an absolutely impossible situation for you to attempt to bullshit or smooth talk your way through. Out of. Completely. 100%.
I also have bureaucracy. I got bureaucracy.
It's like he's trying to smooth talk me.
Are you going to try to cut through the red tape of their bullshit?
I will get my...
I'm going to try to cut through the red tape. That's not a metaphor. I made a shiv.
Yeah. And right there at the end, Eugene's bicycle getting bent.
Oh,
Oh,
It was so symbolic.
Bicycle.
I know.
heartbreaking. That was his hope.
You literally crushed his hopes and dreams, Grimith.
It's not my fault he rolled a 1.
It was so beautiful.
Never should have tried serpentine. You should have just accepted the -2 that
You
I
rolled
had.
2 ones.
So,
It
Yeah.
was so beautiful,
so
though.
yeah, you folks like the session all right then?
Yeah, this is probably my favorite session so far.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It felt the most like plot advancement.
There was
It
so much
definitely-
plot.
Not that the others weren't, but this is like it's taking a huge step
That's
compared
because
to
you
little
all tried to
steps.
escape the hypercube.
Now, if we had done it
Well, that
on
and,
foot
we
or
actually
with
had,
bikes, I really think we would have been probably fine, and we could have at least tried to break the blockade.
Quite
But the
possibly
fact
so.
that we crashed a car was too obvious.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm just
It's like,
concerned-
oh,
so
there's probably not survivors trying to make a run for it or anything. No.
Yeah, but I also really enjoyed having like actual locations to explore, which is exactly what you asked about at the end of last session.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it.
I heard things. To a large extent, those are available and noticeable because of the native, but to some extent, I helped to flesh those out a bit more so that you could see that, hey, there are storefronts. They just weren't listed because I didn't
Yeah.
think they would be that important for you.
Well, they're not very
It
important
at
to us
least
now.
focuses where we could search for things we were looking for.
Sure.
Well, we're not gonna be that important to us now that we're not gonna be there.
Hey, you never
Oh,
know.
they're important.
That's right,
Oh,
you
okay.
never know.
For all we know, that supposed FEMA camp nearby is actually where they're holding people.
See,
Oh, so we're going into a concentration camp?
Yes.
Wait.
And this is when your brains are wiped and you're sent back into this.
that's what I'm saying.
And this has been going on for years.
They aren't actually interrogating us. This is like a social experiment,
It's like,
and they're
yeah.
just going to dissect
dude.
our brains before sending us back in.
Dude, we're in the Matrix. We're just instances of our original personalities being run through all sorts of simulations. Eventually, we might meet ourselves being run through a different simulation in a different part of the world as we slowly
that's some
unravel
Now
the
that
one
is just
reality we're
stupid.
living in.
That is just
That
listen,
is seriously
the-
hypercube now with time travel and shit.
Listen, I have the paranoid disadvantage. I have to raise the stakes if Grimith does.
You're the paranoid clown.
Especially since he might start turning into a zombie and dying in front of these people.
Yeah, that would be tomorrow if he is
I mean, because
infected.
Trusty Tony's not gonna.
Actually,
Lie
it should have
that
been
much.
today. Or that it would take the penalty.
Would it? It's 2 days after when it's
No,
been
it's the
happening
day
so
after that you
far.
take the -1 penalty, and the day after that you turn into a zombie.
Well, it's not the day after that. Oh, it's not the day after that yet.
I will say that Aaron was not taking a -1 penalty.
I noticed that's the death penalty.
That is the death
As soon as
penalty.
you get that -1, all your shit fails and you just go into the ground.
I will even copy pasta this.
Yeah.
Just barely.
The Faustian
As if-
deal worked.
And what was that first roll? Did I save myself from certain doom? Or did I almost damn myself?
You rolled a 1 on the first roll.
He would
It
have
was-
turned
It
quicker.
was pretty obvious from comments that there was a good chance he
I avoided
passed.
comments
Uh-huh.
because I knew there was something I didn't need to see.
I was going to chide you folks for reading comments, especially in such a situation, because then you'd read the comments and then you would know like all the reactions to Potman shit.
I
That's why I
only,
avoided
I
that.
only watched the first episode because that's where like all the best comments are.
Honestly, the comments were a lot more subdued than I expected. But I mean, he had a 60% chance on each roll. Statistically, he was guaranteed to pass one or both of them.
He wasn't guaranteed to pass one or
No,
both.
no.
Of them.
Statistically,
You know how RNG works.
statistically, yes.
No,
No,
not statistically.
What?
I
You
have
you flip a coin 20 times, you can get heads 20 times. You're not statistically guaranteed to get tails once.
Yeah, man.
See,
Gambler's
you're
fallacy.
applying practicality. Statistically, he had a 120% chance of passing one of the two rolls.
No, you don't. Statistically, you have an 84% chance
I'll give
I
you
think
Adam
mine-
passing
Rose.
at least
trolling.
one of the rolls.
I have a question.
What's up?
I think I know the answer to this one, but I just want to be certain. We don't get experience, do we?
You experience.
You
But do we
gain
get-
an
You get all
experience.
kinds of experiences.
Do we get points to spend?
Oh, I suppose so. I will think about those experience points, and I will tell them to you later.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's completely within your purview.
Did I do any better this time on RP front?
Well, you had more opportunities to roleplay instead of being.
I'm more or less
trapped in a
asking everyone
cathedral.
else.
Still wouldn't even say before was bad. Like Grimith just pointed out, there was no real opportunity before. It was
Yeah.
all swing the bat. Like,
Yeah, and you actually took your opportunities when they came up this
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
I will say that people who attend their own personal torture session might get some bonus experience
Gotta
points.
enjoy that torture set.
oh, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna say
kick
right
that
now.
torture
I'm gonna say right
session
now. I
ass.
probably won't have time next week.
You've already explained that.
I'd really like my personal torture session.
I know. Aaron loves to live in that shit. Get all in the head and everything.
That's like my jam when it comes
I
to
know.
RPGs.
The worse it is, the better.
And other people are gonna take your jam from you.
My jam.
They're gonna spread it on their toast and they're gonna eat it in front of you.
You sons of bitches.
And it
That
will
should
be
be my
delicious.
toast.
Fucking helmet.
Hey, that helmet actually paid off.
He wakes
It
up out
so
the helmet.
did.
I mean, it was only 4 damage, but it paid off.
No, and it soaked all 4 damage.
It did.
And didn't take any running into the bridge either.
I would, and maybe Trusty Tony would have taken more hit point damage if the vehicle wasn't so slow by all of the, bodies he was bumping over and everything.
Yeah, that was pretty generous for
Somewhat.
going through a windshield into a solid wall.
Yep. Yeah.
But you also said you rolled
bouncing.
low on the damage, so. Well, shit. All of our scavenged things are about to be taken from us.
They serve their
Until
purpose.
the zombie outbreak happens in the compound and we're forced to grab shit and run.
And then who's going to be busting
Yep.
Potman's chops for hand weapon club?
And that's what I'll give you, though. That's the next session will take place in 2 weeks' time, during which you all will get
2 weeks?
very acquainted with pain.
Oh man. Got a question. Does hand weapon bat work with clubs?
Yeah, the bats fall under clubs.
Okay. All right. Team club. Let's do this.
I'm
That's
gonna go
right.
ahead and dismiss the call here. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves some more if you like. You can reinstitute a call. It's okay. I gotta hug my air conditioner and marinate on what all has transpired.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about marinating and what you've perspired.
Exactly.
Well, that can certainly happen too, particularly for Eugene.
No, I mean because you talked about an air conditioner.
For Eugene, we'll do some perspiring too.
God damn it, Aaron.